Welcome back to another episode of Merge Extra. Today we're shooting another Omani Women's Day special. We have a doctor with us today. She is a consultant ENT. She's also the head of ENT at another hospital. Dr. Janan Al Abduwani, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Liyana. How are you? How is everything?
Alhamdulillah, all good. How's everything with you?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for inviting me today. It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, it's my pleasure to have you.
Thank
I
you.
don't know if I should say this, but for those who don't know, she's married to my cousin. So.
Okay. No bias there.
Huh?
No
I know bias
there.
there, but no, but the reason I asked you to come on today is because, mashallah, you are a doctor. You have an extensive career, and at the same time, you're a mother to 3 beautiful girls, mashallah,
Thank you.
and you balance it well. Like I
Thank
noticed
you.
in the mashallah, you really do balance it well, and I think that's an important conversation to have.
Thank
Heading
you
up
so
to
much.
Omani Women's Day.
Thank you so much. Of course, it's always how to juggle things. It's not so easy, but I think it comes with time.
Okay.
And inshallah, soon, inshallah, you will also learn how to balance and have that balance.
Bismillah. I mean, we have good examples. Like I was actually telling someone else that, alhamdulillah, we have good examples of women who do it and then they give you advice on how to do it.
Yes, definitely.
But today we're here to learn from you about that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. I think let's start by having you tell us how you got into medicine. Tell us about
Okay.
your childhood, how interested you were in this, how did you get into this field?
Okay, so since I was a child, I've always wanted to be a doctor. I remember my mom always telling me that I always asked for those doctor toys. So and the same thing with my older sister as well. And it comes, I think, a lot of it is because our mother was as well encouraging us. She wanted us to be doctors as well. So I think that was implemented on us since childhood.
Okay.
And
She was a doctor?
No, she wasn't a doctor. She was a teacher.
Okay.
And then principal of a school. So, but
Mashallah.
she was very, very into education. And she looked forward at us being doctors, and that encouraged us a lot. And she was very helpful in providing us whatever means we want. So I think education was always a very important part in our upcoming. So you have to put your time into studying, having your goals since you were a child. So that made us all sort of or guided us into getting into a better career even later on in our lives.
Okay.
So then when I finished Thanawiya Amma, of course there was no question about me applying for medicine. And I applied for medicine actually in Bahrain because I went to Bahrain to see the university there. My sister was already ahead of me, and I loved their system because they go off more of a problem-based system. I loved how interactive it is. So my first choice was actually to study medicine in Bahrain, and my second choice was here in Oman, and my third choice was media.
Oh, interesting.
Because when I was a child, I've always went into presenting.
Okay.
I participated in acting in school and all
Mashallah.
that. So I kept it as one choice, but my mom was not keen on that. So I remember even when we went for the interviews in university. It was the first part of the test was written, and the second was interviews. So in the written, I did very well. So I went. I was one of those who were chosen to go for the interviews. And I remember I was standing in the queue waiting, and then someone pulling me out, and she was like, "No, we're going home now." My mom pulled me out of the interview, so I didn't actually go into that.
Okay.
She was like, "No, you've been always wanting to be a doctor, so no choice there."
Do you have any regrets about that?
No,
Whether
definitely
you're
not.
happy with how your
Yeah,
life
I'm
transpired?
very happy because I've always wanted to be a doctor. It was just like a second thing that I was interested in. But my first choice was always medicine.
I think you can still do the media, by the way. There's a doctor, do you know him, the YouTuber, Dr. Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, technically that's media, yani. So
Yeah.
I think you can still, for example, give medical advice on YouTube and stuff like
True. Maybe in future, you never know.
that. Okay.
I'm always looking, at advancement, so maybe in future.
Okay. So you were one of those lucky people, mashallah, who knew what you wanted to do from a young age.
Yes.
And your mother guided you through that.
Yes, I think so. Yes. She played a big role into that. So then when I entered into medicine, I was like, okay, where do I see myself? Do I see more into the medical or more into surgical specialities? I really loved surgery. So I was
Blood doesn't scare you?
No, I love it. I love
I love blood.
It may be because, with surgery, it's more of a faster fix rather than medical. So you have a problem, you either cut it or fix it somehow, and then
So you're like by nature, you're a problem solver.
Yes, definitely. Okay. So I think that pulled me towards surgical specialties more, and I was between general surgery or ENT. Then I went into another hospital ENT department. I remember when I was an intern, I did a 2 weeks attachment during my holiday, actually, because I was not given elective time.
What's an attachment?
Basically, I went there to try it and work there and see how do I like the experience. And there, who helped me at that time was my cousin Ammar. He was an ENT consultant, and he really encouraged me actually into ENT as well. So when I joined, there were barely any women in ENT at that time. I remember there were only 3.
Okay.
The rest of the department were all men. So I was like, no, this is nice. I can prove myself.
So you took it as a
challenge. Yes, as a challenge.
It didn't intimidate you.
No. I went into surgery, general surgery, during my rotations later, and was like, my choice as ENT, I think, was more suitable for me because I loved the atmosphere of the ENT more. And then basically, but now if you look at the department now, I mean, today we were having a morning meeting. It was like the room is filled with women. The equation has completely turned around. So rather than men being the majority, now women are being the majority, which is very interesting. And that has been noticed in most of the medical fields as well, not just with surgical fields. So even general surgeon, you see more of women now than before. Yeah. So I think probably because women are more driven, more career oriented now than before. Yes. So when then I joined the ENT, some of them were like, oh no, you won't have life, basically, because you have the on-calls, you have the exams, you have to, your career will take long time till you reach to a state where things are stable. Which is it does. I mean, you graduate from medicine after 6 or 7 years of studying medicine. Then you do a year of internship, and then you go into a residency program. And ENT, for example, was one of the longest. This was 6-year residency program.
Oh.
Then you have to do fellowship. So I went to UK to do my fellowship without my family because my husband was working here and he was taking care of his father, so he couldn't join me. And my daughter, I couldn't get visa for her, so she was with my husband here. So for 2 years, I was without them. I used to come for holidays, but it was very difficult. However, my husband is very supportive, and I appreciate how much effort he kept into helping me so that I achieve all my goals.
Okay.
Then after the fellowship, you come back and you start working. So if you count it all together, it's 6 plus 6 plus 2. So 14 years.
Wow, 14.
14 years to say that I'm an ENT surgeon.
Okay. But you do work during that time, huh?
Yes, you work.
Like you can work as a ENT.
So once you graduate from medicine, you start working. But you're working with training at the same time.
Okay.
Yes.
That's hard, I think, to work and study at the same time.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard, especially, you have to do exams, and the exams are not easy. Some of them are here, some of them you have to travel abroad. I remember one of my exams was Arab board. I remember when we went to it was in Syria at that time. I was pregnant with my first daughter. And the driver was just smoking all the time. I was like, can you stop smoking? He's like, no.
No, even when you told him you were pregnant.
Yeah, it's a culture thing. So anyhow.
I remember we were just on a trip together, and I think it was a similar experience.
Yeah, definitely. So it's basically a continuation of all your experiences that you go through, that now are maybe good and funny memories to me.
Okay, but they were hard at the time.
They were hard at that time, definitely.
Okay, so you went through the experience of being away from your child, away from your husband while you were studying.
Yes. So it wasn't easy at all. And during planning my life with my husband, as I mentioned, I'm very happy that he was very supportive of my career and my goals. So even planning having our children was in a way related to that. So I made sure the first child, for example, I got her when I was not doing my exams, so that at least I have, I have that freedom to take more care of her. And then my second child was after I came back and I finished my fellowship. So I've got all that done, and my youngest child gets some time alone as the only child. Let's say I believe it's very important for every child to have their own
alone time with their parents.
Alone time with the parents, where they are the only children. So between my 3 daughters, about 7 years each, which a lot of people consider a long time, but for me it just went perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some mothers, so for example, so we've been speaking to a lot of career women during this time.
Yeah.
Some mothers who have a career where they go to work and come back have a lot of guilt regarding feeling like they couldn't balance between motherhood and their career. How did you feel when you had to go for the 2 years?
Well, I think because when I first went, I did not know my daughter will not get the visa. I was still hoping that she will get it.
So you thought she would be coming with you?
Yes, I thought she will be coming with me. And
How
I remember
old was she?
She was 3 at that time.
Okay.
My eldest. So I thought, okay, she will join me once I go and settle and get a place to stay and all that. Then I will get her with me. But I remember the day that I got the news that she was rejected. Her visa was rejected. I was just sitting on the table and crying, sobbing out, like, what am I gonna do now? She's still young, and and I'm not around, and I really want her to be with me. But then it was a moment where I have to choose. It's either, getting over with these 2 years, that will help my family as well as help me, because it will advance my career. Or going back and withdrawing. And I'm not a quitter by nature. So I had to push myself through it. And it was good that my daughter was at that time only 3 or 4 years old. So she did not understand it that much. And I tried as much as possible to get her visiting visa in between. So she comes sometimes. I come whenever I can.
So you tried to make it work as much as you could.
much as I can, yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
And you chose to sacrifice for the greater good, like for the future.
Yes, exactly. Because I knew that if I come back without the fellowship, it means that for my career, it will be a hard stop, and I'll be stuck at a certain point, because I won't be able to get advancement in my career. Yes. So I had to take that hard choice, and my family really supported me. My sister was always there for my daughter as another mother figure, and my mother was also very involved, and that helped a lot, basically.
Okay, so you had a community, alhamdulillah.
Yes, alhamdulillah. They're always there, and they're always my backup bone, let's say.
Yeah. Okay. Your daughter is now old enough.
Yes.
And I'm sure she knows about this period.
Yeah, she
Has
does.
she ever, what do you think she feels about this period? Do you think she's inspired by the fact that her mother went all the way to the UK?
Yes, I think so, because she wants actually to study in UK.
Okay.
She really loves UK. Okay. She really loves UK. So she always tells me, I'm going to go back there. I'm going to live there for some time and do my studies there. So she understands that, I wanted her there. I actually kept the rejection letter and I showed it to her one day.
Okay. You didn't want her to feel bad?
I didn't want her to. No, it's not directed towards her. It's just, formalities. I understand it's a different country. They have their own agreements, and the only thing that I couldn't get it because my husband was not with me. So
no, I mean you kept it so you can show her, so she never feels bad. Like,
no, I kept it as a memory, not intentionally to show her. But it happened that's why, and when she asked me why you did not take me when she was older, I told her that the visa was rejected, and she asked me, can I see the letter? So I told her yes, sure.
And you had it.
Yeah, I had it. So that's a memory that I really look back and feel bad for, because now, but it helped me now. So some of my colleagues that later went for their studies, they were asking me, should we take our kids or not? So I always tell them, if you can take them, do. But if you can't, don't feel bad. Don't stop your career, because looking back, I'm glad that I went through.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not regretting it, because I know if I didn't, then it would have been more difficult for me afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a good step.
Yes.
Your daughter, mashallah, I think she knows what she wants. Like
Yeah.
when you speak to her, she knows what she wants. Hata, what do you want to study? She'll tell you, I want this or this, and she has her reasons and everything.
Yeah.
Do you think she is that way because she saw you going after your career path?
I think my daughter, she is very connected to her inner person.
Okay.
So she knows what she wants since she was a child. I remember I'd buy her clothes. She wouldn't like them. She wouldn't wear them
No,
until
where-
they're small. But however, I do believe that seeing myself, her aunties, having good careers, successful women, helps her to understand that it's very important to be successful in life.
Okay.
So I always tell her, regardless, whenever you decide you want to get married, don't forget that first, your education, you reach to a level where you can depend on yourself before you consider marriage or anything else.
Okay.
Because for me, it's very important for a woman to have her own back. So she should have her own career that she can depend on. And then marriage comes, inshallah, when Allah writes it for her.
Okay.
And that is because you never know what happens. Even if you get married to someone who is rich, life is full of unexpected things. Yani,
Something could happen.
Something could happen.
And you might need to support the family.
Yes, exactly. So, and I'm glad, Yani, that both my kids, the young one is too young, but both of my kids are keen on, going for further studies before anything else. Yani.
Okay, mashallah, even the younger one has already talked about
even Jude,
studying.
even my second daughter, she knows that she should get
Pursue
her
her
university
career.
degree before considering anything else. Because I do have these conversations with my daughters that,
Okay.
it's very important to depend on yourself. And even if there is someone else to depend on, but you should be strong enough to be able to depend on yourself when you need to.
Okay, so you're the kind of person who believes that women's education is very important.
100%. I've seen a lot of stories where even if families still continue together, you never know. Maybe the husband, something happens between the couple, or la samahallah, the husband gets sick, passes away, loses his job. At least having that second person working or someone else to depend on, it really helps. Yani, nowadays there are lots of companies putting people out of work. So at least when two people are working, they can support, because especially when you make sure that your kids are used to a certain level, it's very difficult when you pull that away. So that's very important for me.
Okay. 3 kids, mashallah.
Yes. 7 years gap between each.
7 years gap between
Yes.
each, and a very young one, very recent young
Yeah,
one,
that was a
mashallah.
gift from God, unplanned gift from God.
And she's very cute, mashallah.
Thank you.
How do you balance having the career that you have? Because you said your career involves you being on call when something happens, and
Yeah, so my career right now is in different places. So when it comes to my specialty, I'm an ENT consultant, and I deal mainly with surgeries related to the nose.
okay.
And then from administrative point of view, I am also the head of the ENT department. And recently, I've been chosen as the president of the Oman ORL Society, the ENT Society. And other than that, I'm also a chairperson of examination committee in Oman Medical Specialty Board. So I do wear different hats at different times.
Okay.
It might be difficult to balance sometimes, but I try to prioritize. So family always comes first,
Okay.
with the understanding that that also I have to put apart for my career, which means that I give my time to the family, but I also give time to my career. So, and they respect that. So they know, for example, if I have a work that is done, okay, I might take these few hours to do this work, but then I'll make it up to them by maybe, spending more time playing or going out or doing something else, or taking a trip somewhere, even for the weekend or something
Okay.
like that. So I try to balance it in that way, so they don't feel that I'm neglecting them. But in the same time, that puts a lot of burden on myself. So, for example, as you mentioned, a lot of career women feel bad about leaving their kids and going to work. And I do feel that. So when I go to work, because my child is still almost less than 2 years old, so her sleep pattern is still not 100%. So she wakes up a couple of times at night. So I don't really have that good sleep. But then I go to work and I have to function 100%. I come back I do want to rest, but at the same time, I feel bad if my child has been with the nanny the whole time. So I
You have to
try
make
to
up that time.
exactly. So I try not to take a long gap, so I can go and take her from the
Mm.
nanny, so I spend time with her as well. And it's nice that my daughters, because they're older, they also help me with that. So when they feel that I'm tired, they would come and take the youngest and spend time with her so that she's not with the nanny.
Okay.
And my husband as well does that. So at least we work as a unit. So that's the whole idea. It should not be only the mother's job. It should be, a
Collective
job of
family job.
collective family. Yes, exactly.
Okay. I find it interesting, mashallah, that you've reached the career you've reached, which is, mashallah, very far, years and years of education. But your sentence, the statement you said was, my family comes first.
Yes.
So explain that to me.
So I believe, see, if you think of it, everyone is replaceable at work.
Okay. True. Very true.
True. So, and I've seen that, some people worked for from since they graduated till 30 and 40 years. And then the day that comes when they retire, second day work continues, right? But if, la samahallah, something happens to a parent or something happens to your child, no one can replace you.
That's very true.
Even if your husband marries another, still they won't take your place, and the other way around. So that's why I think family always comes first. And the same thing is not only with your unit at home, yani your husband and your kids. It's also with your sisters. It's also with your brothers, if you have them, with your parents. None of our parents is replaceable. The loss of any of our parents will always be
difficult.
That throne that stays with you. So that's why I think family comes first. Yeah, and I was very lucky to have very supportive father and mother who supported me during my upcoming, and very supportive sisters as well that always have my back whenever I need them, and very supportive husband and children and family from both sides.
Okay. For you to reach where you reached, mashallah, there's a thing you kept repeating, which you even just said now.
Yeah.
Family support,
yes.
or at least a supportive community. For some people, maybe it might not be family, but they have that support.
Yes.
Do you think that's important for, I'm going to say a woman now, but maybe in general, for a woman to have that kind of support system for her to reach where she needs to reach?
See, you can reach without.
Okay,
you can reach without. You might struggle, but you can. However, having it is always better. Okay. So I understand some people are living in a different country. They're not, it's not around them. Some people, they lost their families through the years. So not everyone has that support. But as you mentioned nicely, that it could be not necessarily your family. It could be your friends. It could be your colleagues.
A different group.
And that's why even at work, I try now as a head of department, I try to implement that we are a family. So teamwork, having each other's back. When this person is sick, someone else is covering for them. Because at the end, we all go through moments where we feel we're going to clash, and we need that person, or we need that smile that might pull us out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So support is always important as long as it's there, but you can do it without.
Yes, you can. Yeah. You might struggle, but you can if you have to.
As a Omani woman, how do you feel that you're contributing to your society? In any way you would like to answer that question.
I'm contributing by being a good example to my children, to people around me, to the youth that come to see us, for example, in the hospital, to the students that we teach, because we're also involved in teaching students, by being there in the society in general, by proving that women can do what a man can do. Okay. And as I mentioned to you earlier, I do see the change in the culture now, that more women are entering into medical fields than before, into surgical fields. Even before, if they're a medical field, but they don't go into surgery. Now you see a lot of women surgeons in all different subspecialties. So I believe that I contribute by representing my country in a respectful, dignified way, as much as I can.
Okay. What would you say to women who feel, for example, that they do want to further their career, they want to go, but they're scared of the backlash of, for example, being told that you need to put your family first, or no, a woman should not be focusing on these things, you should focus on that. as a woman who does what you do, how would you respond to that?
See, I'll say that you have to be your own motivator. Don't depend on others to motivate you. There will be moments where everyone tells you, "Khalas, you've reached to a state. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to, go for advanced career? Why do you want to study further? Why do you want to do masters or PhD or anything else like that?" But if you feel that that is what you belong, that's what you want to do, and that will make you feel more achieved at life, then do it. Because at the end, it's you who will face the consequences. It's you who will look back and say, "Oh, I feel bad that I did not do that." And that the feeling of not doing something because someone kept you down is worse than doing it and not continuing it. If you feel that, no, I don't want this, for example. So I'd rather take the chance and try my best in it than just say, "No, I won't be able to."
And you balance whatever it is you need to balance, as you said.
Yes, you can. There's always a way to do everything you want. And even, like last year, I did the leadership program, which was like an 8 months program where I was studying, I was doing projects with all other things that I'm doing as well. But I managed to do it, go back to studying and doing group projects and all that. And because I wanted to do that for my career, it might not help me that much in certain promotions, but it helps me personally because it was a leadership program and I felt I want to learn, or I want to get these practical lessons on how to improve as a leader. So it was more of, improving my Janan, let's say, than anything else. And I felt, for example, it did help me even with my family.
Okay. So leadership program.
Yes.
Do you believe women can be good leaders?
Definitely.
Okay.
I believe if women were the leaders of the world, we won't have any wars.
Because we're more empathetic, I think. Why would you say that?
Because we tend to solve things in a let's say softer way.
Instead of guns and weapons.
Of guns and weapons, we appreciate humanity more and life of people.
Or I think we're more empathetic also.
Yeah, definitely.
So for example, if someone, haram, like, no.
Yeah, let's not bomb them today.
I thought that could be. I never thought of it like that, but that could be true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you, mashallah, the leadership program, you took it and you believe in it, you wanted to advance your leadership skills.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay.
It was a program done by the Ministry of Health. It was the first leadership program for healthcare providers. It was a very nice program that the ministry has done, and I think they're planning to do a second part now soon, inshallah. But I encourage on it because anything that basically helps you to be a better leader will help you not only professionally but also in your personal life, I believe.
Doing all that you do, you definitely need to take some time for yourself.
Yes. I try.
Okay.
Well, I love traveling. So I recently took a trip to Zanzibar with some of my girls friends. So it was a group of girls only, and it was amazing. We loved it. So I do love traveling with family as well. But I felt it was a time that I wanted to travel with older people. I don't have to worry about the kids. Yeah. Yes, I don't have to worry about the kids. So it was a short trip, but it really helped me fuel myself as well.
Okay.
And trying to stay positive. I'd like to say exercise, but I don't exercise that regularly. So I can't lie about that.
I like the honesty.
I can't lie about that. But, for me, for example, my ride to work is one of the times where I just take time for myself. So I listen to music. I try to, if I'm upset, for example, I'll try to listen to cheering music or podcasts or whatever that makes me lift up. So it's a way where I get my own time, even if when I don't get time during the day.
Okay. So you try to protect yourself from burning out, from doing everything.
As much as possible, yes. And I believe, spending time with your other half, just the two of you helps a lot. It helps this family get stronger, and it helps your relation stay strong as well. And it helps you to avoid burnout, and also time with friends as well.
Okay. You mentioned your husband's support.
Yes.
Do you think it's important for women who want to go up in their careers but at the same time also have a family? Do you think it's important for them to have that?
Yes,
support from their
definitely.
spouse?
Definitely. It's very important to have a supportive husband. He will really make things easier for you because you know that he's got your back when you're busy. He might be able to, to be there for the kids and support you in that way. Also, when you feel down, he will help you to feel better about yourself or encourage you sometimes when you need it. And alhamdulillah, I was lucky from that point of view. And it's vice versa as well. So it's very important for the woman to support her husband in whatever career that he would want to do, and taking different steps in life. So there was a point where my husband decided, for example, to leave his normal work and start his business because he was not happy at his normal work. And he was worried about telling me about that. But I told him I understand because that's not where you find yourself. So I supported him from that point of view. And even later on in our life, he got sick a little bit. So
and you stood there with him.
Yeah, I was there with him. So it's very important to have that support for each other whenever. Alhamdulillah, we're lucky from that point, to have that support for each other.
Alhamdulillah. And I think it's nice that you have, mashallah, 3 girls who got to see you as a career woman, and at the same time they get to see how you are in your family life, because the way you prioritize both, I think, is important for young girls to see. Yeah, I mean, definitely. And boys, because they should also know how to treat their wife.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
They should treat them like queens.
Exactly. And they need that example as well.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
We had a conversation before we stepped in with somebody outside.
Yes.
Who was talking about the woman supporting the household and working in a career.
Yes.
So his mindset was that, I mean, you can work, but then you still need to do the housework and all that stuff.
Yes.
What's your mindset on that?
So it's not that way. You can't set certain rules. So every family is different.
Has their own rules.
They have their own rules, exactly. But I believe if the woman is contributing financially to the house, then the man should also contribute at home, because you can't expect from a woman to do everything. Okay, she's at the end, she's a human being. She has her feelings, she has her moments, she needs her time as well. If she's working for long hours, she's helping to provide, then there has to be support from the house, from the husband, from the children. Not everyone can afford getting a housemaid, for example. So we shouldn't be depending all the time on the housemaid anyways. Yeah. So it's very important, if you're expecting something from her, that you should also give back to what you're expecting. Okay. Nowadays, society has changed a lot. So we see women contributing in families more than before. And in a lot of houses, it's almost half or sometimes even more. So then you can't expect her to also do the whole housework, because she's a human that needs to rest. She needs her own time as well. So yeah, I believe
every dynamic is different depending on the situation.
Yes, depending on the situation.
Okay.
And I don't think there are so many women now that just keep their salaries for themselves like before.
Yeah.
Because life became so expensive.
That both have to contribute.
Yes, both have to contribute, and I don't see something wrong with that, as long as it's an understanding between them, and both and the husband appreciates the what she puts into the family,
the household and the family. Okay. Thanks for joining us on this podcast. It was an interesting conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me, and happy Omani Women's Day to you and to our listeners and viewers. Thank you so much.